He's calling for me. What does he want with me at the beach? Well, I better go over there. I think it's pretty obvious, Vague, but you're dense, so I don't expect you to get it. There you are. It makes me sick just looking at you. I didn't realize it was National Beat Up Vague Day. You're always acting like you have to shoulder all of the misery in the world by yourself. What do you know about me? Yeah, punch him back. Nothing. I don't know anything about you. And I'm pretty sure you'd know nothing about me too if I kept my mouth shut like you do. What the hell are you trying to say? I think he's trying to say that you could have been a much more interesting character if you had more moments? Something like that? Stop putting up a front. If you're hurting, say that you're hurting. If it's too much, then say that it's too much. The attitude of yours is what drove Claire away. I'm right, aren't I? Aye. What? This is actually pretty great. I love it. You're like talking? Shut up. No. You're obstinate. Your fish sure are talkative, aren't they? A lot more talkative than Vague. Titri, what were you thinking? Well, the only way to talk to someone as evasive as little old Vague here is with your fist, right? I'm not evasive. Oh yeah? Then talk to us, man. Tell us what you're feeling. You should be able to put your pain into words if you can pack it into your punches. I'm at a loss. I don't know what I should do. Milhouse asked me just who it was that I rescued in Belsis. Back then I could see a Claire in Agarte. What she looked like didn't matter. If her heart was Claire's, then she was Claire. That's how I felt. Is this the opening? This is the opening but instrumental. I dig it. But the more she behaved as herself, the fact that she looked like Agarte started to bother me. And soon enough I was able to look past that. I knew that I was hurting Claire by feeling that way, and yet... Aye. So you're finally able to say what's on your mind. You don't have to hide it that much, you know. We know you're hurting. Titri is such a bro. We know you ain't the type to cry about every little thing. But that doesn't mean you have to bottle up your feelings to the point where you have a breakdown, alright? Let us be the ones to act tough sometimes, okay? We can get through this together, we're friends, right? Aye. That was nice. That was a really... I do like that fist fight bit, and then that little moment. Titri's just the best character in this game. I have a favor to ask. I'd like to go to Souls. Okay then, let's go. Is that really okay with you guys? Aren't you the one who was gonna ask to go? I'm guessing that there's something you'd like to talk to your family about. Yeah. Vague? What about Her Majesty? I know. Your Majesty, Queen Agarte, would you not mind joining us up for this trip? Would that truly be alright with you? It's impolite to answer a question with another question. Ah, famous words. I'll come with you. Great, off we go. Alright, we got Agarte now. Switcheroo is real. Souls is at the end of the Kaketo High Road. Yeah, we just need to follow that road north, or just use Shaorun. Shaorun, will I ever be able to get myself and Claire back to our original bodies? If your Force of Moon were to return to you, I think you'd be able to do it, but in this body. Force is the power of the heart, so Agarte, it doesn't matter if you've swapped bodies. Is that so? Right now your heart is wavering and you're afraid to use your force. It all comes down to whether or not you possess a strong heart. Is it really going to be alright having me accompany you? If Claire's parents were to find out about what happened between me and her, how upset would they be? Your Majesty, as to whether or not you should let them know about that, I can't say. However, they're probably gonna know if they're actually her parents. Like, please don't try to escape reality. I would like to meet face to face with your parents, with her parents, rather. For their sake and for Claire's sake, and also for your own sake. Eugene. Tales of male friendship. Teacher, you seem to be in a good mood. Well, what can I say? I'm happy now that I feel like I understand Vague. Yeah, it's about time. But doesn't getting into a fight like that usually ruin a friendship? No, quite the opposite, in fact. Maybe if you were a wishy-washy guy, but Vague isn't like that. I found friendship within his fists. I feel somewhat jealous. Kitri and Vague fist fight, best moment in all of Tales of Eternia. Best moment in all of Tales of Rebirth, calling it now. It's gonna be hard to top that. We didn't know much about it, considering I left it so soon after I arrived, but... What sort of place is Souls? It's a small, quiet village. Is that all? It's where Claire was born and I was raised. The people there are nice folks. I'd never ventured far from the village but before going on this journey. I see. You and I are similar. Up until recently, I'd never been far from Balka either. Truly, the body is nothing more than a vessel for the heart, but I think the vessel is also important. For every meal, there's a plate that goes along with it. The ingredients and flavor are important to food, but you can't ignore the plate that's on it, right? That's on, right? Words. So it's only when heart and body are together that you have the makings of a human being. Am I wrong? No, you're right. As a man, how many skits are there? Titri, your fists, they helped me find an answer to my problems. Of course they did. There comes a time in every man's life where he needs to come to an understanding with his fists. Well, I don't need to go through such a hard time. Mao, you're still halfway to being a man. One day you'll come to understand. I don't need some guy who can't let go of his sister to tell me such a thing. Right, Vague? Ah, yes, the Siscon. So how is a human's body different from a Gajuma's? The appearance and feel are different, but I don't feel as though any of my senses have changed. Perhaps the biggest differences are the tail and the ears. Sometimes I feel like I want to move them, but I have no tail and those ears don't move. So it looks as though the differences between races show up in unexpected places. All I have to do is to get the souls is follow the high road north, right? We could just use Shower Rune. Unless they banned me from using Shower Rune. Yeah, they didn't. Alright, let's just go to Souls. There are some side quests we can do, but I think I want to see what happens in Souls, and then we'll do the side quests after the stuff in Souls. I want to see what the stuff in Souls leads to. No, 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 no. You'll be accompanying me to Balka. I can't say that everyone there will be welcoming, but so long as you're in the castle, your safety is assured. I would implore you to keep the fact that you and Her Majesty switch bodies a secret. For all intents and purposes, you're now Queen Agarte of Calgia. Conduct yourself accordingly. I understand. Then shall we be going, Your Majesty? Ooh, Milhost. Just a moment. Are Claire's parents aware of what happened between the two of us? No. I see. Now I shall act as Claire for the time being. It may make you uncomfortable, but I don't think you want to make them upset, right? I believe now would not be the best time to inform them of the truth. I ask that you treat me as though I were her, please. Alright, let's go. Claire. Singing Mile Part 7! How many songs does this kid have? This theme also reminds me of Tales of Eternia. It kind of reminds me of Rashin's. Oh, genius songwriter Mile, could you write a song about me? A Titchery song? Okay, give me a moment. Alright, I'll let your voice actor do the work here. I got it, here we go. Oh, you don't get it? Mile, you truly are a genius. No, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Can someone explain it to me? Shall we go see Claire's parents? Hey, get back in character, Agarte. Roofs and souls are pretty slanted, don't you think? It's because of all the snow. Since the angle is steep, then snow is unlikely to accumulate. Ooh, they make for a good slide too. Well, I'm not gonna stop you from trying it. Vague, it'll be hard for you to go back home, won't it? Shouldn't be. Let's go home, Claire. Inn and grocery store. Actually, you know what? Let me save. Bum. Mother, father, I'm home. Ah, why if it isn't Claire and Vague? Aunt, uncle, I'm home. Welcome home. I see. You traversed the world, met various people, and experienced many different things. You may have had difficulties along the way, but I'm sure it was a great experience for you. So then, is your journey over now? Not quite. Not yet, huh? There's still something that's bothering you, and it's a problem that involves you personally. So you've come home in order to talk to us about it, right? Uncle, how did you... Vague, as parents, we can tell how our children are feeling just by hearing the way they say, I'm home, as they walk through the door. Aunt Rakia. Go on, you can tell us about it. Rakia? Before I went on my journey, I never gave it much thought. To me, we were all just human beings. Even if Huma and Gajuma looked different, that wasn't a big deal, or so I thought. But now I'm not sure how to feel about it. The differences between the races and their differences in appearance, no matter what, it's always on my mind. Uncle Marco, is how one looks really all that important? Well, when it comes to telling people apart, appearances can be very important. Hear me out. Do you determine whether you like or hate someone based solely on how they look? Sometimes. Rakia and I met each other in a pitch-black cave without being able to see each other's faces. Even then I still found myself falling for her. Because what I loved about her was her heart. Huma and Gajuma do look different, but until a little while ago, everyone lived together without giving it much thought. Once people started noticing those differences, relations grew strained. Isn't that because they can't look at one another without seeing that outward appearance we call race? If you ever find yourself in that situation, I want you to close your eyes, then you can get a feel for what's really important and treasure it. I need to close my eyes. Seoul still has its own share of problems. Poor Miss Poplar has been so downtrodden ever since the incident at the meeting house. Everyone thinks to themselves, I don't like living like this, if only we can go back to how things were, but no one wants to take that first step. I'd like for you to talk to the other villagers if you're up for it. That might be the first step we need to turn things around. I'll be off then. Let's see how everyone in the village is doing. Has everyone in Seoul's changed? What about Aunt Poplar? What's up, Titchery? Yo, Vague, the scenery, the weather, it's all perfect here. Alrighty, let's get moving. I want to talk to the people here. Vague, huh? Why did I do that? What was I so defensive about that I started condemning the Huma? Aunt Poplar, it's me. Are you home? You don't have to answer me if you don't want to, but will you at least hear what I have to say? Little Vague. I'm really sorry about what I did back at the meeting house. I was so awful to my little Vague, I'm so sorry. I've been thinking ever since, was that really how I felt about Huma? I want to believe I didn't feel that way, but I just don't know. I'm in a similar boat. When I was on my journey, it was always Huma this, Kazuma that. I got caught up thinking about those sorts of things. But I didn't get it. It got to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore and I wound up hurting Claire, which is why I came back. I was thinking about how I used to be, and I was thinking about how I wanted to talk to Uncle Marco, Aunt Rekia, and everyone else. A little vague. I don't really have a way with words, but back then there were no Huma or Gazuma. You were you and I was myself. A little vague. Everyone would just eat your pies and say that they were delicious. Auntie, I hope you get better soon. Alright. Let's go back to the house. So much for talking to people. That scent, it seems to be coming from the house. Oh, they're making peach pie? Presumably? I can't smell it, but like they were talking about peach pie. Hey, Vague! I decided to try my hand at making that famous peach pie after Miss Rekia gave me the recipe. What do you think, Mao? It's good, but it's just not the same as Aunt Poplar's pie. But I followed the recipe to the letter. How can it be different? It's peach. Excuse me. Oh, she comes. Who's there? Aunt Poplar. Would anyone like some peach pie? I baked a fresh one just for my little Vague. Little Vague? Well, yes, of course. I'm sorry that I made you worry, my little Vague. This village just can't have me being a stick in the mud all the time. Well, then it's time to dig in. Thanks for the food. If you ever had the chance to eat a peach pie, even just once, I want you to close your eyes. What, like Ratatouille? It's like what Remy does in Ratatouille? That warmth you felt in your heart after eating something delicious, does it belong to any race? How is it, everyone? It's delicious. It's amazing. 5 stars is enough to describe this. It brings a tear to my eye. Tetri's voice actor is also great. You know, as far as Japanese voices go. Like, imagine if this game had a dub. I could just see it now. I could just see how passionate the voice actor would be, because the Japanese one does really good. Like, you can't just have anyone do Tetri. Ma'am, if you would, could you tell me how you bring out a flavor like this? That's a secret. Ah, oh, come on. Oh, is there someone at the door? I'll go check. Oh, it's Steve. Hey there, Vague, so you're home. Do you need something? Not really. Hey, I smell something. Yeah, and Poplar baked peach pies. I knew it. Would you like to have some? No, I'm fine. It would be kind of, well, you know. Max Middleman's Ryuji, right? I could totally see Max Middleman doing Tetri. Someone out there? Yeah, one of our neighbors. I invited him to come have a bite, but he must find it difficult to walk in so casually after all that's happened. So that's how things are in this village, huh? Well, what if we had everyone eat peach pie together like we used to? Yes, that's a great idea. Alright then, it's time to bake some pies, this time for the whole village. It caused a lot of ruckus and I'd like to apologize to everyone. I'm off to the meeting house, would you all like to give me a hand? You bet, and I'm gonna steal your secret recipe while I'm at it too. Little Vague, my little Claire, go invite all the villagers for me. Of course. We're having a peach pie party! Well, let's go. Yes, let's. Kiki. I love Zappy. Let's go invite everyone in the village. Everyone! Miss Poplar is quite cheerful. Yes, but at the moment she's trying her best to be so cheerful so that she can keep her own spirits up. She's doing it for everyone else's sake too. She wants everyone to get along with each other again. Let's go greet everyone. Hopefully we can get them all to come together, so we have to talk to literally everyone here.